guys, it's Will here from W.T.F Car Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this all-new 2022 Mitsubishi ECLIPSE Cross.
All right, guys, before we start, I would like to give a huge thank you to the staff here at Jenkins Mitsubishi here in Lakeland, Florida. These guys are extremely kind and knowledgeable, and they're always looking to make deals. So if you're looking for a high-quality vehicle for the best possible price, I would definitely check out Jenkins Mitsubishi here in Lakeland, Florida.
So for those of you guys who don't know, the Mitsubishi ECLIPSE has been a model in the Mitsubishi lineup for quite a while now. They did discontinue it not too long ago, and it used to be offered with a 4- and 6-cylinder engine. However, they have brought back the ECLIPSE with this new ECLIPSE Cross, and surprisingly, it doesn't take over the two-door sports car idea. Now it's a little, well, not little, it's a mid-size SUV at this point. It competes with vehicles like the Ford Edge, Ford Escape maybe even, but vehicles in that segment. So we're going to see if this vehicle is a worthy competitor to those. So what Mitsubishi had in mind when making this ECLIPSE Cross was not just to make some ordinary SUV like you get with, I guess, the Outlander or Outlander Sport. This ECLIPSE Cross definitely has performance in mind. So this vehicle does have all-wheel drive. It has a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine. So we're going to find out how that vehicle, or how this engine powers this vehicle. And this vehicle also has some nice styling touches that we'll go over as well. But all in all, that's about it for this little brief walk around. So let's come up front and see what we got up here. So first thing I noticed is the Mitsubishi badge. It's very shiny aluminum and it looks very nice. You can see my reflection through it. You got nice little gloss black panel grille. I'm not sure if this is the grille or this is still continuing on the hood, but we're gonna find that out once we pop it. But down here you got your nice little honeycomb grille with a panel for your advanced safety features, and behind it you got your intercooler. And yes, it's an intercooler since this is not a naturally aspirated engine. This engine has a turbocharger, of course. But coming down here, a very nice lip with a red accent. I definitely like this little body kit, so very cool. So let's check out these lights. So of course these are LED lights, super futuristic looking. So look, check these out. You got a bunch of different LED panels, very, very nice. And you got this chrome strip, and usually I don't like chrome, but somehow Mitsubishi made it so that this chrome strip blends with these lights and black grille pretty perfectly. And speaking of lights and black grille, you got two more fog lights over here. So it's definitely a signature design. Not a lot of car companies do fog lights like this, if they even do fog lights anymore anyway. Most companies have just switched to like a daytime running design and kind of ditched the whole fog light idea. But anyway, let's just come up top, check out this hood. So it's a pretty plain Jane hood. You do have some raised little arches over your wheel wells, which will definitely help you point and direct this pretty large, decently sized, mid-size SUV. But coming on side, check out this side profile real quick one more time. Very nice like lines too. So check out these like door lines. Whew, definitely makes the vehicle look a lot sleeker. But let's check out these wheels, tires, and dimensions. So these are Bridgestone Copia tires sitting on 18-inch wheels. The dimensions on these tires are 255/55 R18s. So decently sized tires. These rims are only 7 inches wide, so you're not gonna be able to fit a wider tire on here, but most people that buy this vehicle really won't care. They'll just replace the tires with the manufacturer's suggested tires. So let's just come alongside. Anyway, so your body kit continues. You got your black lip with a red accent. Very nice, definitely a cool styling touch. And you come up top, you got your smart access door. No, we don't get touch sensors in Mitsubishi, similar to General Motors products. You just press the button to lock the car, and you press the button to unlock the car. But anyway, come check out these mirrors. Yes, you do have blind spot monitoring. Nice to have, definitely keep you safe. And you got nice tinted windows coming along back. But now that we're back here, let's just check out this window sticker. Yes, of course, we have a 1.5-liter direct injection turbocharged engine. Very nice, decent power. This vehicle makes 152 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. It'll definitely get this thing moving relatively well, considering that this car also weighs less than 3,500 pounds. But let's just come down. So this vehicle has paddle shifters, since it has 8-speed line-driven CVT transmission. Very cool. I mentioned the tires. You got your wheel arch moldings, LED fog lights, LED tail lights, contrast meters, high gloss material, black inner door trims. Very cool. So where this vehicle really is going to shine outside of its performance is going to be these convenience features. So you get a standard 8-inch navigation system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Very nice. You get a 6-speaker sound system with wireless Bluetooth. You get all-wheel control, so that's your all-wheel drive system. Very cool. And you have a drive mode selector with that system. Of course, you got cruise control, you got your push button start, you got your easy access, you got your anti-lock system, you got your hill start assist. That's cool to have, even for a CVT vehicle. Of course, you got blind spot monitoring with lane change assist and rear cross traffic alert. So also you have automatic high beams, forward collision mitigation with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning, of course, and advanced dual stage front airbags. So this vehicle will definitely keep you safe. Very well constructed vehicle. But anyway, you come down, more additional equipment includes the SCL touring package. So that includes body colored front and rear bumper with body colored side door garnish. So you also get these black roof rails. And this vehicle also has a massive panoramic sunroof, so it'll be really cool to check that out as well. But this vehicle also has black front and rear corner extensions and side extensions, and that basically sums up all the options. So with the SCL touring package, if I didn't mention, you do get a heads-up display. We'll check that out. One of my favorite features you can possibly have with an auto-dimming rear view mirror. So very cool. So you also have adaptive cruise as well. So considering this vehicle's standard features and optional equipment, it's still stickers underneath $34,000. So that's very impressive, especially considering Mitsubishi's incentives and financial deals that you can get this vehicle for significantly less than this price. So I would definitely check this vehicle out. It's very, very good bang for your buck. It's a little sport SUV. So if you're in the market for a spacious vehicle that still has some fun driving dynamics, I would definitely recommend checking this out. But all in all, this vehicle has a ton of options. You can't be disappointed with it all around. But one thing that you don't have, this gas cap does not open push. You have to press the button inside. Not a big deal, of course. But anyway, come alongside. This is what you get. So nice little rear hatch, somewhere between a hatchback and an SUV rear hatch, but closer to an SUV. You get nice LED. We've got a nice bug on my finger. Look at that. Okay. But anyway, you got nice LED taillights. They do cross through the trunk lid. You got your Mitsubishi badge with your Eclipse Cross nameplate. But anyway, you got your SCL nameplate, of course. You got your SAWC, that's your all-wheel control. But all in all, let's just check out this rear end. But yeah, as we come in closer, you got a nice rear diffuser. This is faux carbon fiber. It might be real carbon fiber, but looks faux. But very nice, nevertheless, very cool design. So you don't see the exhaust tip. The exhaust tip is right beneath there. But all in all, that's about it. So let's just start her up and hear how this 2022 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross sounds. All right, guys, so that was, of course, the sound of the all-new 1.5 liter turbocharged engine sold by Mitsubishi. So let's check out this motor. So different from the Outlander, this piece is not part of your hood anymore. So your hood is only this aluminum panel. So let's check it out underneath this hood. A little tricky to get. There's no struts, unfortunately. You're gonna have to deal with a prop rod, and the prop rod, it's over here in the corner, so it's gonna be a little bit difficult to reach. I'll try to angle my elbow so you can see this process, but you just lift it up over here, and there you have it. So this is your 1.5 liter turbocharged engine, of course, sold by Mitsubishi. This engine makes 154 horsepower and 182 pound-feet of torque. So all in all, very decent numbers. You can check out over here. You got a nice strut tower brace that goes all the way across this Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. So we'll keep this chassis much stiffer, and we'll keep this vehicle's handling capabilities to an absolute max. But all in all, this engine powers this vehicle pretty well. So you can expect 0 to 60 to be anywhere between high 7s and mid 8 second range. So not the fastest vehicle, but you're gonna have very stiff chassis. You're gonna have very good handling capabilities. So for a vehicle with all these features, great luxury amenities, and overall sporty driving dynamics, I can't complain too much about this powertrain, because overall, for what you get with this price tag, you're really getting a lot, so not too much to complain about. But anyway, let's just drop this hood and really check out the features that we get in the inside of this 2022 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. Okay guys, so stepping into this Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. So up top on the door panel, you got soft touch materials, nice for your elbow to rest. Beneath it, you have very soft leather padding with a very soft stitched leather elbow rest. So very nice. You have your 4-way adjustable mirrors over here. It's cool they put them over here. Don't see that very often. And you have 4-way power mirrors. Oh, not power mirrors, 4-way automatic mirrors. Very nice feature to have as well. Lock and unlock with your window locks. Very good storage capabilities here. You can easily fit a bottle of water, and you got nice little sound system. But as you can see here, you got a full power driver's seat, no power lumbar, unfortunately, but that's not a big deal. But let's step inside this 2022 Mitsubishi ECLIPSE Cross. Okay, so as soon as you come in, you see this glass panel. I don't know if you notice it, but what that is your heads-up display. I'm gonna try to focus it so you can see the display itself, but I'm not sure if you'll be able to. Oh, right there from that angle, you can kind of see the 0 miles per hour. So it's very cool. But so that's one of my favorite features on this car. It's a very good safety feature. You don't have to look at your gauge display very often. But the next thing that I noticed on this car is the steering wheel. Now, it's a very thin steering wheel, but that's not a big deal because it's still very cool to hold in your hands. You got a really good area for your 9 and 3 slots. You got decent 10 and 2 bolstering. It's just that the overall rim of the steering wheel is not quite as thick as it is on the Outlander, but not a big deal. You still got your very nice gauges. You got your analog tachometer and your analog speedometer with the 140 mile an hour, or I guess 150 mile an hour speedometer. But anyway, you got your infotainment screen in here too. It tells you your, I guess, driving modes. But anyway, in the middle, you got your trip settings, you got your gear indicators, and you got a nice little front-facing camera with a 360 camera. I'm not sure if you guys can pick it up, but hopefully you can. It's very nice to have. There's also trajectories too for when you turn the wheel. So great guidance markers and great way to keep you nice and safe in this vehicle. But anyway, let's come down a little bit, or before we come down, check out these paddle shifters. So even though this is a CVT, this transmission does have paddle shifters mounted to the column. Very cool. I haven't driven many vehicles with paddle shifters mounted to the column, so it's nice because when you're turning the wheel and you're not in a 9 and 3 position, even though I personally like to drive in a 9 and 3 position, but for people who don't, you always know where your paddles are, so it's always just one tap away. But anyway, let's turn this camera off over here. Oh, you could also change your view on the camera, but we'll just leave it off in the meantime. But anyway, let's come down a little bit. Of course, you got the push to start button. So you do have automatic headlights. You have rain sensing wipers. Very nice features to have. But anyway, let's come down here. You can check out your electronic parking brake with automatic hold. Very nice at red lights. You don't have to keep your foot on the brake. But we come down over here. You got your drive mode selector. So what this does is it changes between normal, which we're currently in, snow mode, and gravel mode. So it's nice that you can select between those 3 modes. Cool little touch, but we'll leave it in normal mode for now. And I'll take all this garbage out of these cup holders for now. Don't need these. But you have very nice cup holders, of course. They are rubberized. Very nice. And you got your nice shifter. This is a rubberized shifter as well. Very high quality. And you have plus and minuses for your manual shift modes. But anyway, let's go into this center console, which is a pretty large center console. It's actually even larger than the new Outlander console, but they're both pretty large. But anyway, this console does not have any USBs or USB-Cs. You're going to have your USBs right here underneath your vent controls. Let's check out this not center console, your glove box, which is huge. This is a really, really large glove box. You have space for my whole hand over here all the way through, and you have a regular bottom part of your glove box, which will fit everything you need. I know it's not lined with felt, but it is damp. So pretty high quality. And since I didn't mention the seats yet, these seats are very comfortable. They're not perforated leather like they are in the Outlander with quilted leather, but they're still very supportive, extremely soft leather, very, very comfortable, very high quality seats. Nice bolstering extensions, definitely keeps this sport-oriented SUV sporty. So it keeps you in your place pretty well. And we haven't mentioned this moonroof yet, but there is something that I would like to mention. So in order to turn this part of the moonroof back, so like the screen to pull it back, you simply pull this back. However, that button does not open the moonroof for your passengers. So for your passengers' side of the moonroof to open, they have their own little lever right here. So you press it over there, and their moonroof slides right open as well. And this moonroof does open, so you pull this button right here, and your front panel opens up. So very nice. You definitely get some extra air let into your Eclipse Cross, but we'll close it right up. It's nice that it's tinted too. Definitely keeps your cabin from being attacked by the sun. So that's about it for the front seat of the 2022 Eclipse Cross. But how about we check out down here? This is where you have your gas release. So just so you guys know, if you're looking to buy this car. But that's about it for up here. Let's hop out back and see how much space is offered back there. Okay, so stepping in the back seat of the 2022 Mitsubishi ECLIPSE Cross. So as you see, the soft touch materials do not continue for the back seat. of your passengers, but not a big deal. The leather material definitely does continue down here, and you get a nice little padded plastic armrest, which honestly isn't too soft. This might be one of my only complaints on this interior so far. I do wish that they made this the same material as this. If anything, honestly, it would make more sense for the armrest itself to be this soft than for the side where no one's really going to be resting their arms to have padded to that level. But not a big deal. It's still padded. You're not going to be complaining too much, but you have a decent amount of space over here. Automatic window for your passengers. So this is automatic, all 4 windows. Very small compartment over here, but you can fit some stuff that shouldn't be sliding around too much. But anyway, let's check out these seats. So no, they're not as supportive as the ones in the front, but that's to be expected. Still very comfortable leather seats. And we don't get a third row like we do with the Outlander, but not a big deal either. This vehicle is still relatively practical, so let's just step in and see how much legroom we have in the 2022 Eclipse Cross. So as you can see, I definitely have several inches of legroom. Not complaining back here at all, and I can easily recline and still have space for my legs. We do not have vents back here, however, for your passengers. So no tri-zone climate, not even a vent, but you do have heated seats for both your passengers, which is nice. So not many vehicles offer rear heated seats, but this vehicle does. So if you're in a colder climate, I would definitely recommend this vehicle for you, especially considering its all-wheel drive system. But coming down here, you do have a power outlet over here too, so it's good for any of your accessories. But very impressed with the back seat of this Eclipse Cross. So plenty of space. Let's hop out to the trunk and see how much space we have back there. All right, guys, so we're behind the 2022 Eclipse Cross. We're also right in front of a nice little pond, which has a gator warning sign, but not a big deal. Hopefully the gators cooperate. So to get into this trunk, unfortunately, we do not have a power opening trunk, but not a big deal. You just press the button, pull it up, and you do have hydraulically assisted release. But as you can see, you do have a tonneau cover, which will keep your cargo away from the sun and other people's eyes. And it's not going to get in the way either, since it's located right behind your rear seats, but you can always just put this away and have full capacity for your trunk. And these seats do fold down 60/40, so very nice to have. So this is a pretty practical SUV. Definitely nothing to complain about. It definitely competes strongly against mid-size SUV segments such as the Ford Edge and vehicles like that, Chevy Equinox, Chevy Trailblazer, etc. But anyway, let's close this thing up, take one last step back, and I think we're ready to take this car out for a drive. All right, guys, so now we've just about seen everything there is to see with this all-new 2022 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross with the 1.5 liter turbocharged engine. It's time for us to take it for a drive and really see how this vehicle can perform. So the first thing I noticed, extremely light steering. Not a whole lot of feel either. It's very numb, but it is pretty direct. And as we went over, this vehicle does have some strut tower braces, so it's pretty stiff. So we'll see how this vehicle can overall handle. And we got a nice little twisty road ahead of us too, so perfect opportunity to showcase this vehicle's abilities. But okay, as soon as this car passes, okay. All right, so stepping on the gas about like a quarter of the way. This vehicle has plenty of low-end punch, no complaints at all. We're approaching a very curvy road, so let's check it out. Turn in, a little bit of body roll actually, but not bad. This steering is, woo! This is nice, guys. Wow, this car is not bad, guys. It grips pretty good. The only thing is that the initial turn in has a little bit of body roll, but nothing too serious. Very good handling, guys. Very, very good handling. And like I said, these seats are super, super comfortable. Okay, so just driving along on this road, the ride is very soft and comfortable, just like with the Outlander. This response is a little bit stronger, however. I know the Outlander was a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter engine, but this vehicle is a little bit lighter. It's between 3,300 and 3,400 pounds, while the Outlander was closer to 4,000. But this vehicle is extremely good. It's very nimble. The steering rack is very quick, responsive. It's not very heavy, so it's extremely light. There's not a lot of feel, but that's not a big deal. So this is a sports-oriented SUV, and it definitely drives like it. All right, so going uphill, we're going to dip into a little bit. We're about 2,000 RPM, and there's a serious surge of power. So I guess that's where the torque really starts to pick up. It's around 2,000 RPM, and that's nice because, like, for daily driving, you want the lower part of your power band to be strong. It just makes the vehicle all around more usable, and it'll make it feel like a the vehicle's just ready to go. So unlike the Outlander, this vehicle does not have dual pane windows. Not a big deal. You don't really hear much road noise still, not a lot of wind noise. However, there is more compared to the Outlander. So if you're looking for the ultimate luxurious feeling vehicle under $35,000, that's probably the direction that I would send you in. But if you're looking for the luxuries, if you're looking for the options and features that this vehicle has, that the Outlander has, but you still want to have a sporty driving vehicle, that's where I would recommend this. And I know a lot of people want both. So the Outlander, it has a lot of luxuries for passengers. It has diamond quilted seats. Those are super nice. It's got a premium audio system. It's got all new styling. It's based on the Nissan Rogue a little bit, with updates and changes as well, of course. But this vehicle, it has its own platform. It's going to be much stiffer. It's going to be much more responsive, but it's not going to be as luxurious. It's going to have the same options and features, but like the Outlander, where it had a leather-wrapped dashboard, this vehicle does not have that. It doesn't have a leather-wrapped door panel for your elbows, but it has a good engine. You can't complain about this engine too much. It has very good low-end torque. It has pretty good top-end power. All right, so we got a little bit of open road. We're going pretty slow, so we're just gonna mash the gas pedal and see what this vehicle can do. See, guys, this thing has power. It will get to speed. It will get to speed. So I know the internet says to expect 0 to 60 around 8 seconds, but it feels quicker because the initial like startup movement, there is a little bit of a push to you, to this engine. So not going to complain too much about this vehicle's power. Definitely powerful enough considering this vehicle's luxury amenities, standard features, optional features, and overall price point. But okay, let's really check out this vehicle's body roll. We're going to do a U-turn at pretty fast speed. And there's a little bit of body roll, but barely noticeable. And the turning radius is extremely sharp too. So if you guys are curious about the turning radius, but just barely dipping into the gas pedal, this car gets to 40 miles an hour basically effortlessly, like not even going over 2,000 RPM. So if you want the low end torque, if you want the effortless acceleration, considering the low speeds, of course, once we get to the higher speeds, of course, given that this vehicle has a little bit less horsepower than a lot of its competition, it may not feel quite as fast. But just driving around town, this vehicle has a ton of low end punch. The engine sounds pretty good, honestly, for a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder. So really nothing to complain about. This CVT transmission is surprisingly quick, and it has ratios too. So most CVTs are continuously variable ratio. That's basically what the CVT stands for. But this CVT is an 8-speed line-driven CVT transmission. Now, I'm not an engineer. I cannot explain to you the exact details behind it. But what this transmission basically does is it feels a gear ratio. So once you reach redline, the the tachometer drops RPMs. So it's similar to how a standard transmission would be when you're shifting from first to second. This CVT definitely behaves the same way. So which is interesting. I know CVTs are a little bit more efficient, so I'm sure that's the reason why they went with this. But just barely on the gas. Like this vehicle really does have good low end pull, and it has good gas mileage too. So expect gas mileage to be around a combined 26 to 27 miles per gallon. And for a mid-size SUV, that's absolutely fantastic. Definitely nothing to complain about. And this rear view mirror, it is automatic dimming, and you do have garage opener settings, and it does have a nice little zoom to it. So when I'm looking through it, it looks like the rear view windshield is much closer than it really is. Definitely a fan of that. It definitely makes the car feel smaller and more sporty overall. But all right, so we're gonna hit the stop sign. After the stop sign, we're gonna test out these paddle shifters and really see how the CVT transmission feels with a little bit of sporty driving. All right, so we dropped it down to first gear. We're just gonna step on it. Woo! Second. And not bad, guys. And I hope you can hear the gears like actually changing. I hope you guys can hear it. And this handling, guys, it's not bad. You can hear my water bottle flying around back there, so you know that these turns are a little bit steep or sharp. But okay, we got a little empty space. We'll give this guy a little bit of space. We'll drop it down to second gear and see how the second gear pull is in this vehicle. So okay, we're in third, second, mashed. See, spooled up, third. See, it's not bad. Like, you can hear the gear shift. It's pretty sporty, and this vehicle does put you in your seat a little bit. I just dip into it in fourth gear. Yeah, it has torque, guys. And you got a nice little whoosh when you let go of the gas. It's a famous characteristic of turbocharged engines. But yeah, guys, I like this car. Remember, the price tag on this vehicle is way ahead of its competition, especially considering this vehicle's luxury features. But okay, one more little acceleration run. We're gonna step in the gas about halfway to see how it pulls to about 4,000, but okay. Not bad, guys. And we're on this little back road. We'll test out one more little turn. Nice turn in and exit power. Not bad. That was only like half throttle. I'm just keeping the CVT in third gear right now so I can have instant response, and it's giving it to me. So I'm just gonna put it back into its normal mode. I hope you guys got the sense of how this vehicle performs. It's really surprisingly good, especially considering this vehicle's price point. So what helps this vehicle perform like this is obviously its weight. So vehicles like the Ford Edge, competition from Chevy, GM, they're gonna be almost 1,000 pounds heavier than this car. So not only is that gonna affect its acceleration, it'll make the vehicle feel like it drives like a much bigger vehicle. So when you're comparing pitch, roll, driving dynamics to vehicles like the Ford Edge, Chevy Equinox, Chevy Blazer, and those vehicles, this vehicle feels way smaller, even though in terms of dimensions, it's really not. This vehicle feels like it's just as quick, especially off the line. Off the line is where the acceleration is going to shine the most. But even when you're like moving already at established speed, this vehicle has very good torque pickup. It may fall on its face a little bit towards the top since it's a relatively low horsepower engine, but the 180 plus pounds of torque that this engine does produce definitely helps. So if you're looking for a performance SUV, I'm not going to say that this vehicle is going to blow the doors off of the competition in terms of acceleration, but it will blow the doors off the competition in terms of price. So if you're looking for a cheap, affordable vehicle while still not sacrificing luxuries, while not sacrificing handling, driving dynamics, and overall performance, this is the perfect vehicle for you. So all in all, I'm pretty impressed. So I definitely like this vehicle's styling. It's definitely modern. It's definitely refreshed. I don't like that they kept the Eclipse name. I do wish that if they brought back the Eclipse, they would bring it back as a sports car. But anyway, I'll keep more of my focus when it comes to returning things from Mitsubishi once they actually return vehicles such as the 3000 GT and the Mitsubishi Evolution Lancer. But never mind on that. The interior comfort is through the roof. The interior quality is very impressive as well. We're not talking about the same luxury amenities as we are with the Outlander, but we're basically right up there. So we're not just undercutting the Outlander's cost, we're also undercutting the Outlander's lack of performance. So what I mean by that is, so the Outlander, of course, is more expensive than this vehicle. It is larger. You do have a third row seat in the Outlander, which you don't get in this vehicle, but the Outlander does not handle nearly as good as this vehicle does. The Outlander also doesn't have nearly as much low end and mid-range grunt as this turbocharged inline four-cylinder does. But either way, both vehicles are incredible. If you're looking for the ultimate bang for your buck SUVs, the Outlander and the Eclipse Cross are two very good options for you, especially if you're looking for the best bang for your buck in terms of obviously cost and also luxury. If you're looking for the bang for your buck in terms of performance, I probably wouldn't consider these vehicles for you. I would look at this vehicle's competition if you're looking for only bang for your buck performance. But if you're looking for bang for your buck in terms of luxury, the Eclipse Cross and the new 2022 Outlander are two great vehicles to buy. So all in all, I had a great time filming this video for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Please subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you like, what you don't like, and what I can improve upon. But other than that, thank you so much for watching and have a great day. All right, guys, let's try to get a little POV acceleration in this Eclipse Cross. So here we go, foot to the floor. Oh, this is not bad, guys. You can hear the turbo whistling too, but okay, we reached speed. There's no reason to continue, but hope you guys got a sense. This vehicle is not a slouch. You're not going to be considering this to be a slow vehicle at all. So all in all, very impressed. So I already said goodbye to you guys, so I'm not going to keep you here for too long, but just wanted you to get an idea. But thank you so much and have a great day.